Continuing to follow breaking news this morning is out of Orange County. More than 120,000 gallons of oil is spilling into the ocean, and it is spreading down the coastline.
Let's go live to Christina Pascucci, who's on the sand in Huntington Beach with the very latest. Christina, what have you learned?
Well, we moved south, and I just want to show you guys live what's happening here. You can see the oil and tar moving up on the beach, on the shoreline. We've also confirmed that it's infiltrated sensitive wildlife areas like Talbot Marsh, and just incredibly painful to hear of the wildlife that is already dying. Looking out here into the ocean, we just spoke to a surfer earlier who said the water looked clear, but he could smell and taste the oil in the water. North of Huntington Beach, we actually saw surfers just north of the pier, but south, those beaches, that water is closed all the way south here. I want to bring in OC Supervisor Katrina Foley. Thank you so much for talking to us. What was the latest on that call this morning?
Thank you. What happened this morning was we had a call with the mayor and city manager for Newport, Huntington Beach. We also have our Orange County Sheriff Department Harbor Patrol and the coordinators for the incident management team. And we have clear understanding that the oil has washed up on the shore in Huntington Beach. It hasn't quite made its way to the shore in Newport Beach yet. We are seeing some softball clump size oil pockets, I guess, on the shores right here in the River Jetty area. And so we're highly recommending people do not go in the water. Do not go in the water.
We have video to show our viewers from overnight as we first started seeing the first sight of this on the shore. We're talking about 3,000 barrels of oil, which is 120,000 plus gallons, 13 square mile area. And you said this morning it is still leaking.
It is still leaking, and the responsible party for this is underway right now, trying to repair the leak on the pipeline. But please do not go in the water. I see that there's some people out here fishing. This is a toxic area. You should not be fishing out here, and we should stay at least 50 feet away from the shore.
We saw last night there was a news conference, and one of the officials said the main mechanical issue has been resolved. So is that still true this morning? As far as we know, has it still been resolved yet oil remains leaking?
I have not heard that the main mechanical issue has been resolved. The incident management team is being led by the Coast Guard in partnership with the responsible party, and so everything is flowing in fast and the information keeps changing. It is my understanding that it has not yet been resolved.
And you said animals have died as a result.
Yes, we have had reports from Fish and Wildlife as well as the city of Huntington Beach that the animals have died. We're seeing fish wash up on the shore, birds that have oil, and we're asking that people not come out to the beach, don't touch the animals, call the numbers that we have posted online to help people identify where animals are on the shore, and so that the appropriate professionals can get help, because it is toxic.
And we will have that number shortly. Chris, can you show the live view along the shoreline here of what we're dealing with? And also we're showing you that number on the screen right now that you should call, 877-823-6926. This is the Oil to Wildlife Care Network. We have also spoken this morning to residents who said they smelled the stench from this, especially strong last night. Let's hear from them.
But last night, the house, we had to close all the windows. I mean, it really reeked. It just amazes me in this day and age, with all the safety factors and all the things, that this can actually still happen.
All right, so right now we're showing you a picture of Ellie, which is the source of the leak, the oil rig on the right. This is owned by Beta Offshore, one of the largest oil producers in Southern California. They say on their site they operate 3 offshore platforms in the Beta field, which is 12 miles south of Long Beach. It is unclear at this point what caused this, but Supervisor, you said there's additional info you wanted to add to that.
The parent company is Amplify Energy, and the responsible party is responsible for any boaters who have cleanup needed for their boats. Please contact the Orange County Sheriff's Department or check the website. We will be pushing out the contact information because they are responsible for the cleanup to even private boat owners.
And at this point, still no indication of what caused this.
not at this time.
Okay. Thank you for being out here. We really appreciate it. The last major oil spill, I'll show you video of that. It was about 30 years ago, and it was just devastating. And some activists I've spoken to this morning say what's painful about this is that they're having almost PTSD from what happened February 7th, 1990 with the American Trader oil tanker that spilled 417,000 gallons of crude oil into the Pacific off of Huntington Beach. And at first, you know, it was a similar thing where they're like, we don't know how much more is leaking. We don't know how much longer it's going to leak, and so they're just hoping that we don't have a situation as catastrophic as what that was. But clearly out here, a major impact. There was 1.5 million people who were in Huntington Beach to watch the air show yesterday, and because of this, because of the resources needed, because of how massive this spill is, they are going to dedicate those resources to cleaning up this oil spill, and the air show, as a consequence, is going to be canceled.
Christina, I'm not sure if Supervisor Foley is still there. Is Supervisor Foley still there with you? Does she have to step away?
She is, yeah.
Could you ask her? She was talking about
she's here.
voters who might have seen this or experienced it. She talked on her social media yesterday that the mayor of Newport Beach actually, in his boat, went through the oil slick. Can you ask her about that and what he saw, what he told her?
Yeah, so Lynette Mero is asking if, she said the mayor of Huntington Beach yesterday was saying how he went on his boat through the oil slick. Newport Beach, rather. Right, Lynette? Newport Beach?
And she talked, I think she talked to him. Can she tell us what he said? Yeah, Newport Beach.
Okay. Yeah, Newport Beach. Can you tell us what the mayor said about this lake and what it looked like and smelled like and all of that?
Yeah, I spoke to the mayor last night, and he actually is a boater himself, which we're lucky to have him at the helm right now in Newport Beach. He was traveling back from Catalina. They went through the oil slick. They saw dolphins that were swimming through the oil. It was tragic. And he actually, on the call this morning, he and the city manager went with their lifeguards. They patrolled the whole area of Newport Beach, and he's the one that has reported that there hasn't been any oil coming up on the shore as of yet. We're lucky that it's no wind today, pretty calm seas. That'll help us to be able to contain the oil.
I saw 1,000 foot of boom too to try to protect the wetlands, which are very sensitive.
That's right. We have major wetlands in this area. Huntington Beach, Talbert Marsh, we've got the Bolsa Chica wetlands, and we're doing everything we can. We're pouring as many resources as we can to protect the wetlands and protect the wildlife.
I just appreciate you so much taking the time on top of everything else you're dealing with this morning.
Well,
So
it's
thank you.
important that we get all of the word out for the community, because we know that these beaches are attractive and people want to come down, and it's just not safe.
Thank you for that. Yeah, it was crazy. It's crazy. You could turn around and you could see the people along the rocks there near the jetty, and they were fishing. So the supervisor had to tell them it's not safe, stop fishing, and which they did. And there is a sandworm here. This is here all the time. By the way, I just want to leave this with you guys. We are speaking to Heal the Bay. They are experts on this, of course, and we're going to speak to them and have more from them as well in the next hour.
Hey, Christina, can you ask the supervisor another question? Because not as a supervisor,
Sure.
as a resident of Orange County, they've been dealing with a lot lately. There are upwards of 65 cargo ships that are idle right now. Their engines are on, they're spewing exhaust into the atmosphere, and now they have this environmental catastrophe. What's it like being a resident of Orange County dealing with yet another crisis like this?
So Mark Mester would like to know, as a resident of Orange County, there's been 65 cargo ships that have been stalled off the coast. There's been one environmental impact after the next. So what's it like as a resident dealing with all this?
Well, it's pretty terrible. We also heard that one of the cargo ships actually was hit with oil. So it's impacting the supply chain. We've been seeing these cargo ships off our coast here for months, and now we have this crisis to deal with. It's just, we must make some changes.
What can be done, really?
Well, offshore oil drilling is a problem for our coast. I think we can all agree on that at this point.
Who regulates that particular? Because I think 12 miles offshore, it's federal waters. So
it's federal. We also have state regulations. This whole area has layers and layers of different entities that govern it. So it's a complicated process. We also are concerned about jobs, and so it's very complicated. But in order to protect our environment and our ocean and our marine life for the future, we just have to we have to do something because we can't just keep cleaning up oil spills.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And that's a good, strong point to end it on, guys, as we send it back to you in the studio.
So much good information. Thank you so much, Christina, and thank you to Supervisor Foley as well. We'll be talking back with you throughout the hour. Thanks.